I just looked and we're in week 34 of 2020 already. That puts WAOC at episode 204. Almost 4 years of podcasting. What is that? Like just 4 weeks shy of 4 years? I hope you're enjoying our few minutes together each week as much as we do. I had planned on doing a quick flashback Thursday today. I had to have a bit more dental work last week, but I ran across something I felt like we should get out there and talk about this week, so I'm going to give it a shot. I hope you're okay with my speech. So I produce short questionnaires from time to time, kind of pre-screening questions for several warehouse positions. Recruiters and hiring agents use them to ascertain our, as applicants, true experience levels for positions that we've applied for. Kind of really simple scenarios or a vocabulary word or questions about equipment. Simple questions that an individual should be able to answer, if he or she has worked that task before. I was asked to interview 2 different gentlemen when I stopped over at the office earlier this week. The recruiters were all backed up. I think they'd double booked like our doctors and dentists do. Shouldn't have said that, I'm sure. But I was given, each person's resume and the questionnaire that they had completed online. Looking over the resume, I was reading about their equipment usage, really high productivity experience. Both resumes looked great. The questionnaires, however, they had both tanked almost every answer. I had created the sheets. I was wondering if I had missed something or had gotten something wrong regarding these 2 positions. Just as a quick example, the questionnaire for the unloader asked a couple of different questions, one of them being, do you have at least 1 year experience on an electric platform rider jack, any make or model? And I have a picture of one of them along, with the question. Another one, I asked, briefly explain what a breakdown sheet is. One question asked, a tie of 7 by 5 is telling me A, I need 7 pallets with 5 cases on each pallet. B, I need 5 pallets with 7 cases on each pallet. Or C, I need 1 pallet containing 35 cases. Another question was, does tie mean A, column stacked freight, B, alternate each layer by pattern, C, I need another pallet. Oh, and I had pictures of a dock stacker, a clamp attachment, and a slip sheet unit on there, and asked the applicant to pick each that they had operated before. And for the order selector questionnaire, it had things like, of course, the equipment that they had operated. And again, it was just kind of click on the pictures. And it also stated any model is fine. And then there was a question that asked, what is plugging? Another one of the questions was, do you prefer hourly rate pay, incentive plus base pay, pay by the case and pallets, or activity-based compensation pay programs? I also asked, with your last selector position, was productivity measured by cases per hour or percentage? Just really simple things like that. Questions that anyone with the experience level the job posting was requiring could answer without any problem at all. Now, we've experienced great success using different questionnaires. I feel they help recruiters place people in positions they're going to enjoy and ones that they can succeed in. Anyway, so the resumes I had in hand did not match the questionnaires that I had received. I went ahead and started with the unloader. I asked about his previous jobs, the equipment he'd operated, how long or what was his experience level with the electric rider jack. And, he had about 2 years, it looked like, experience running a little dock stocker too. I talked to him about this position. I went through the job description, and I hit on the expectations that we had for him. Productivity, attendance, the importance of cleaning up as we go throughout the shift. And I sat with him and explained a short orientation video, kind of the do's and don'ts of this facility. He answered every question I gave him and had a great and honest comeback for every statement I made about doing the job. Well, after I had decided to hire him, I brought out his questionnaire and asked him about some of his answers. I asked him what a tie high of 7 by 5 meant. He said 35 cases on a pallet without hesitation. He had chosen B on the questionnaire, that he needed 5 pallets and 7 cases on each. I asked him what a breakdown sheet was. He answered a sheet of what all is going to be on the trailer or container. It'll list the item numbers, how many was ordered, and how to separate it, like what the tie and high was for each pallet. He had left that question blank on the questionnaire. When questioned, he said, "Oh, that was text to me after I had, the phone interview. I just cruised through it real quick." Moving on to the order selector, I went through the complete interview process with him as well, job by job. We talked about his experience, the different pieces of equipment that he had operated, the different industries he'd selected in, and why he was interested in this position. I walked him through the job description and the facility's expectations, his schedule, and their attendance policy. We discussed the importance of his productivity numbers, his error ratio, and how costly damages can be. I stressed the importance of working safe at all times. I reviewed his orientation video and packet with him, and again brought out his questionnaire. The only question he had answered was his name. Both men told me they didn't take time to even read through the questions. They already had a telephone interview and was asked to come in and speak with someone, so they thought they already had the job. The unloader said after he came into the office and saw all the other applicants in the lobby, he did think back to the questionnaire though. And the order selector, he really seemed frustrated with himself for not answering the questions, like he had let himself down. I mean, him and I were both looking at a blank page. I explained to both gentlemen that had the recruiters not been busy, and had I not came by and offered to, take these 2 interviews, I was really doubting either would have been offered positions today. Now, they both were honestly shocked at that statement. And I was excited for them. They both were hired and ready to get to work, and I think they'll both be great additions to their teams. We've talked a lot about our responsibilities as applicants in previous episodes. Recruiters have hundreds of people responding to every job posting. Many of those people are not qualified, from an experience point of view. Our experiences are our selling point. Both of these gentlemen sold themselves on the phone interview. They earned that face-to-face interview that they wanted. But it is dangerous to not take everything HR or our recruiter gives us or explains to us or needs from us and get those things answered for them. The questionnaires would have taken less than 2 minutes to complete properly. Think how easily it would have been for a hiring agent to glance at our response to the questionnaire and decide to pass on us. Properly filling out our applications and our work histories, even creating a simple resume is so important. Putting in applications is tedious, and it's frustrating, and I know we all hate it. It is important to each company, though. We're going to have to do it, and I cannot stress the importance of doing it correctly. In today's world, with some corporations, I'm hearing it can take as long as 6 weeks to get onboarded and receive our start date from them after we've been hired. In many instances, that's because we're getting calls to fill in any blanks that we've skipped over. And as for us hiring agents, recruiters, and ops supervisors, I think it's important that we do our diligence when interviewing prospects. Yes, as applicants, we should shoulder the responsibility to correctly complete our paperwork. But as supervisors and managers, are we willing to miss out on an experienced and skilled operator or person because they did not honor that responsibility? I guess I'm saying we all should be doing our jobs. Well, I hope you could understand me, and I'm ready for all this oral surgery stuff to come to an end. If you've had a recent experience regarding today's topics, whether from an applicant's perspective or an agent's point of view, send us an email to host@warehouseandoperationsasacareer.com. Let's all help each other by sharing our experiences. And that's so easy through our Facebook and Twitter feeds too, where you can find us using that little @ sign, WHSEANDOPS. Until next week, and let's all say this together now, be safe out there.